Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Lewis and Clark College Basketball here on 89.9. I'm Tanner Hendrickson alongside my partner Nathan Tucker, and LC Basketball back here in Godfrey after a pandemic has shortened the season, and the tip is off, and it is a miss by both sides. Starting lineups here for Lewis and Clark Trailblazers, we'll go Kenyon Dixon, Jywin Taylor, Zane Short, Zidane Moore, and Dakari Allen. As LC wins the tip on the right side, Dakari Allen with it. They'll go to the top of the key to Kenyon Dixon. He's got it as they get into their offense. And a quick steal from behind. Here comes OCC. It's the starting guard, Kamen Haynes. He drives with the left hand off the glass. Good defense from LC on the recovery. Nice attempt there by Zidane Moore to try and block it. Driving with the left hand off the glass. No good. A shot attempt by Keon Dixon. And here comes OCC right back. Kobe Montgomery with it. Still swing it to the top of the key. It's with C.E. Talton. Back to Montgomery. Montgomery back to the top with Kamen Hayes. Hayes with Dixon on him at the top of the key, trying to get the offense set for OCC Blue Knights as they enter this game 4-1 on the season. LC 0-2 so far, looking for their first win tonight. They go into the right block. It's to Elijah Farr. Left-handed hook shot off the rim. No good. And the rebound goes to Zidane Moore. He'll bring it up. Lobs it to the left block. Nice pass, and they finish for the first basket of the game, and it goes to Zane Short.
And that's going to be key for them this entire game. LC's gotten off to some slow starts this season. They're going to need to kind of get on the boards and get moving quickly here to start the game.
Yeah, they had a slow start in their last one where they lost to Wabash 86-67, had 19 points in the first half as there's a steal for Lewis and Clark. Bringing it up ahead to Zidane Moore. Drives in, power jump on the right block. Off the glass, gets the friendly roll, and it's 4-0 for LC. An early start for the Trailblazers here in the first half, about a minute and a half in. With the left hand driving in, jump stop C.E. Talton, kicks it back to the right wing. Elijah Farr now back to Kobe Montgomery. Montgomery pulls up for three, off the rim, no good. Rebound to Keon Dixon. He'll bring it up the court. He's going to explode towards the hoop, kick back to the wing, and LC is going to slow things down as it's with Jywin Taylor now. They go towards the right corner to Kenyon Dixon. Dixon with it. He's going to go with the left hand back to the top of the key to Jywin Taylor. Taylor with it. Lobs it to the left side to Zidane Moore. Moore with it. As the rebound goes to OCC. As a three-point shot attempt is good. Rebound to OCC. As a press being applied here by OCC, and LC will break it to get past the half-court line. As they get set into their offense, Zidane Moore with it at the top of the key for the Trailblazers. As they go in towards the left block, skip pass to the corner, shot fake from Kenyon Dixon. He drives, right hand off the glass, got some body contact, no foul called, and a rebound to Elijah Farr. And now a defensive foul on LC. And it looks like they're going to call this one against Kenyon Dixon. His first personal, as we'll see LC now with it. OCC to inbound, going from my right to left. As the Blue Knights bring it across half court, looking to go to 5-1 early in this season. They're going to bring it ahead on the left hand, Kamen Hayes. He'll go to the block, bobbled by Elijah Farr. Farr double team brought to him. They swing it around the perimeter to the far side corner, and a travel will be called against C.E. Talton, and that will give LC the ball. As LC's in their home whites for this one, OCC in their blue jerseys. OCC with a interim coach, Casey Wiley. He's the interim coach for OCC this year. Mike Burris, the head coach last season. As here comes LC, quick Euro step, left hand off the rim. No good. Defensive rebound. Grabbed by Kamen Hayes, and he'll slow things up for the Blue Knights. Kick towards the right wing. Wide open three. Left it short from Jordan Graham, and the rebound goes to Dakari Allen. As LC with it, they bring it ahead. Zidane Moore with it, trying to get LC set up in their offense. They've got two guys ready to check into the game. As it's on the right wing now to Zane Short. Back to the top of the key. LC's going to swing it towards the right perimeter here. They go to the right elbow. Fake a dribble handoff. Zane Short has it. There's a handoff. A horn will sound, and it's a shot clock violation against the Trailblazers. And we'll see three guys check into the game. See Brendan Hill come in, as we will see Dakari Allen, Dakari Allen, Jywin Taylor, and Kenyon Dixon as well will leave the game. Brendan Moore is in. Brandon Malone also driving in for OCC. Ball got stripped away. Leading the charge for LC, it's Brandon Malone. Pulls up with a little jumper, nothing but net, and LC will extend to a 6-2 lead early on. As driving with the left hand, OCC with it. LC good defense in the first 5 minutes of this one. Kick towards the near side corner, three-point shot buried by Cayman Hayes. As a press here from OCC. Timeout by Lewis and Clark as they couldn't break it. And that will be the first timeout for Lewis and Clark, and it looks like it's going to be a 30-second commercial, 30-second break, and we will break as well. You're listening to Lewis and Clark basketball here on 89.9. Welcome back to Lewis and Clark College basketball here on 89.9 as LC got the inbounds after the timeout, went to the corner for a three, missed it. OCC with the rebound, they'll bring it back. Crossover for Cayman Hayes as OCC swings around the perimeter, near side, closest to us, Jordan Graham with it. They go into the post, spin move by Elijah Farr. Shot may have been partially blocked, and here comes LC on the fast break. Leading the charge, Brandon Malone swings it to the top of the key. Three-pointer off the rim, no good, and it's rebounded by Jordan Graham. He will bring it ahead for OCC. Both teams struggling to shoot the ball early, but both teams getting to the basket as there's a drive. Nice defensive play from Brendan Hill. Got his hands up in the passing lane on the jump there, deflected the pass, and now LC will try to get into their offense. Zane Moore will swing it to Mark Martinez. They go into the post to Zane Short. Right-handed hook shots blocked by Kobe Montgomery. And now LC with it. Near side, they'll go back towards the top. They've got 5 seconds on the shot clock. They're going to have to do something. Brandon Malone, left hand, running jump shot, may have been blocked. They're not going to say shot clock violation. They're going to say OCC got possession before that, and they will look to push. Kobe Montgomery with it. They go to the corner. This with C.E. Talton. A long three-point shot buried by Elijah Farr. As we see LC try to bring it up, see if they can respond from that. 8-6, Blue Knights lead it early. So we're about 6 minutes in. Driving towards the baseline. Blocking foul will be called, and that's going to go against Jordan Graham. We'll see some substitutions for LC. We'll see Ethan Worley check into the game. It looks like they're going to make them hold off. Here they come. Ethan Worley. They're going to hold off on Ethan Worley. It looks like they're going to bring in Dakari Allen. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout. So we'll take a timeout as well. It's immediate timeout. You're listening to Lewis and Clark basketball here on 89.9. Tanner Hendrickson back here with you. Lewis and Clark basketball here on a cold Monday night. And LC taking on OCC Blue Knights early here. We're about 6:20 into the first half, and the OCC Blue Knights lead LC 8-6. Nathan, good pace to this one so far. LC and OCC, two teams that really like to run up and down the court. having trouble they're getting to the basket fine. They're just having trouble finishing early on.
Yeah, you're seeing a little bit of cold shooting out there. So maybe this is a product of this is Olney's first game on the road yet this season. They've maybe not had to experience this preparation yet. LC's kind of had a little bit of trouble shooting so far yet this season, but this is kind of a bright start for them against a very good Olney Central team.
Yeah, OCC new rankings came out today in Division I's NJCAA, and OCC just on the outside looking in the new rankings. They are 26th. Only one team in this region is ranked, and that is John A. Loken, who has a guy that's playing in the G League or was drafted in this year's NBA draft. That's Jay Scruggs, as he is with the LA Clippers. As LC, nice, beautiful pass, reverse right hand off the glass, and he gets the finger roll. Nice shot there from Dakari Allen. As OCC will bring things back ahead here. As we're tied at 8, about 7 minutes in. It's on the far side. C.E. Talton, they try to get it down low on the baseline. Tied up, ball's loose. LC's going to come away with it. Leading the charge is Dane Moore. Nice bounce pass. Left hand off the glass and in for Deontay Edmonds.
This is a fast kind of basketball. This LC team really thrives when they can play this game. But this is truly when you see LC at their best.
Yes, LC, a team that likes to run and gun as they jump shot. No good. Offensive rebound for OCC. Ball I thought it was blocked, but it looks like they're going to call a shooting foul against Jywin Taylor. And it's going to send OCC's Jordan Chuent to the free throw line, the Canadian, averaging 6.6 points per game so far early on in this season. As his first free throw attempt is good. Yeah, Nathan, you mentioned both these teams like to run and gun. Coach Stotler last year liked to play a lot of 5 out. He's kind of doing a little bit different this year. He likes to play those 2 guys on the elbows. Young team for LC, only 2 sophomores on this team. The rest, all freshmen, and they lost their leading scorer from last season in Amandas Jurkis, the Lithuanian. He's not back with the team. So a bunch of new faces in a pandemic season. Tough to get these guys going and getting their chemistry back with them.
Yes, they've kind of simplified the game a little bit for this younger team, for this less experienced team. I mean, you mentioned Amandas Jurkis. Amandas Jurkis is a guy who is a semi-pro basketball player across the world. You don't have that kind of experience leading the line anymore. And LC's, they've made an effort to try to simplify things for their guys here in order to, create some success for them moving forward this season.
As LC breaks the press here into the corner, they swing it back to the top of the key as it's with Dakari Allen. Back to the top now. LC driving with the right hands. Dane Moore off the glass, no good. Ball takes a deflection, and it's going to be rebounded by OCC, and they'll have a quick outlet as they send it ahead to J.J. Calcone. Kick towards the right wing, shot fake, one dribble with the left, pulls up with the jumper, and OCC buries it as that was made by Tucker Hayes. As they're applying looks like a 2-2-1 press. LC they don't easily break it. It's poked away. Tucker Hayes with it. The ball is loose on the ground. A little shot fake, hesitation. Shot attempt missed by Taj Patterson. Rebound by OCC. They drive, right hand, off the back of the rim, no good. And it's rebound by LC's Ethan Worley. And we'll see the Trailblazers bring it ahead. They're going to slow things up, try and get into their offensive sets. Zidane Moore will bring it ahead for the Trailblazers. The freshman guard from Granite City. He goes to his teammate in Jywin Taylor. Taylor tried to get a little lob pass in there to Deontay Edmonds, and he is fouled on the floor. Let's see who they call this one on. He got kind of sandwiched. And it looks like they're going to call this on Tucker Hayes. We'll see some substitutions for the Trailblazers. Kenyon Dixon is into the game, along with Zane Short checking out. Jywin Taylor. And I believe they also sent Zidane Moore out as well. As LC, the inbounds, they threw it right to Taj Patterson for OCC. Drives, tried to go behind the back. Ball got poked loose, and a two-handed slam from Jordan Chusent.
And against a team of this caliber, those turnovers and those costly mistakes are going to get capitalized on every single time. I mean, this is an only team that will eat up those mistakes against LC tonight.
Yeah, if you're LC, you got to take care of the basketball, and that was a little bit of a problem for him last year. Had trouble taking care of the ball as a pass was a kick ball. Tried to get it past OCC's J.J. Calicone, but he got his foot in the way. Yeah, LC last year lost in the first round of regional play here in this building to Ren Lake. So they didn't have much of a chance to play in postseason play, and then not too long after the pandemic hit and shut down all of spring sports for Lewis and Clark. But everything's getting back underway as the right-handed hook shot off the glass got the friendly finger roll. Nice finish there from the Trailblazers. As OCC will bring it ahead, they're going right to left. As my partner Nathan mentioned, a crossover three-point shot attempt, and it's an air ball attempted by Taj Patterson. But as my partner had mentioned earlier, first road game for OCC, first time having to get in the vans. And on a cold night like this, may take some time to get ready. Nice bounce pass, and they're going to call a charge. Thought there was going to be an opportunity there for the slam for LC Zane Short. But they're going to call an offensive foul. Great job defensively by OCC to get in his way.
Yeah, exactly. You say, taking the charge there, and seeing LC's, Zane Short going up so strong. It was a smart move, smart defensive play to stand in front, take that charge, and turn the ball the other way.
As Brandon Malone checks out, Deontay Edmonds is back in. It looks like a little bit of a 2-3 zone for the Trailblazers. They're going to fall back into man. OCC going to go to the post, kick it towards the near side to nearest us. They go back into the left post to J.J. Calico. Pull up three from OCC, and it's buried by Tucker Hayes.
And that's been one of their strengths earlier this season for Olney. The three-point shot has been there for them, and that's one of the reasons this is one of the best teams in Division I JUCO basketball.
As LC with it, they'll get to the offense. They swing it around the perimeter. They go towards the far side. Ethan Worley with it. Back to the top. Dakari Allen with it. Now to the right wing. Up top, Zane Short with it. Backdoor cut. Tried to tightrope a pass in. They're stolen by OCC. They've got numbers. As they kick it ahead, it's Tucker Hayes. Hayes back down low. Little dish. And a nice pass from Taj Patterson to Jordan Chouette. And an easy layup for OCC as they take a 19-12 lead and a timeout called by LC. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll take a break as well. You're listening to Lewis and Clark basketball here on 89.9. Tanner Hendrickson back with you here on 89.9 as the Lewis and Clark Trailblazers have their first home basketball game of the season, and it's a condensed season due to the pandemic. They trail OCC 19-12. We're just about halfway through this first half, 10:04 to go, as the Trailblazers just burned their second timeout. Having trouble taking care of the basketball early on. We'll see if they can adjust for that. Again, early in the season, you expect some of these things to work themselves out as the season moves along, as LC has it. Fake spin move there from Deontay Edmonds. Pull up three for LC's Brandon Malone, and he buries it in the face of the defender.
So you expect a little bit of rust early, but Lewis and Clark in this game at least is showing that they can put the ball in the net, they can shoot well as long as they find those looks and get the offense moving.
Nice play there by OCC. Taj Patterson to Jordan Chouette, and he's got another easy basket. This one he slams home with two hands. He's got 6 early on. LC with it on the wing. They bring it towards the top. With it is Andrew Jones. They go to the post to Zane Short. Zane Short tries to blow by the defender. Nice little stop right hook. No good. The rebound tied up between LC and OCC, and they're going to call a jump ball. Nice job there from Dakari Allen to force the jump ball and get in and keep LC a chance to get the rebound. Unfortunately, possession arrow in favor of OCC, but great effort from the Trailblazers.
Yeah, the Trailblazers have always been a little bit undersized, or at least have been for the past couple seasons, and they have to fight pretty hard down on the glass to be able to get those rebounds and fight for those boards. And they didn't get it there, but good fight and good hustle down there on the glass.
As we see OCC with it, they will swing it to the wing. Elijah Farr now back towards the top. Shiloh Bowles with it. Looking to do a dribble handoff. Good defense from the Trailblazers here. 15 on the shot clock. Jab step by Taj Patterson. Drives right. Little jump stop, and they're going to call a reach-in foul. I believe they're going to call that on Zidane Moore. And that will be his first, team's fourth. And some OCC with it here. They'll inbound it. Going to take the inbounds pass is Cayman Hayes. They throw it over the top, give it to DJ Haynes. Driving with the left hand. Cayman Hayes with it. Left hand off the glass and in for OCC.
Say just like that, OCC has an 8-point lead. It still feels like LC is right in this game, but OCC is still kind of silently pulling away in this one early.
As LC has it on the right wing, Jywin Taylor, they go back to the top to Dakari Allen. They're going to run a dribble handoff, fake the handoff. Zidane Moore kick towards the right corner, three-pointer. Jywin Taylor buries it.
And that's what you're going to need from this LC team. You're going to need those guys to, you have only 2 sophomores on this team. You're going to want them to set an example for your other scorers.
Well drawn up play by the Trailblazers. As driving in, nice little stop, shot fake from Taj Patterson. And thought maybe there was a foul going to be called there, but no, good block. Elijah Farr with it at the top of the key. He will pull up for 3. Just when you get a great defensive stop from LC, leads to a wide open 3 at the top.
And that's why what you're seeing is that difference, and what makes Olney so good at this sport, so good at this game, is they can improvise on the fly and create those shots out of nothing.
Zane Short, nice pass towards the far side corner. The three-point shot attempt from Taylor, no good as it hit the side of the backboard, rebounded by OCC. They'll come quickly down the floor. Kick, step into, shot fake from Cayman Hayes. He's got it. He's going to get a screen on his right from Elijah Farr. He drives to the lane, running floater off the back of the rim, no good. Defensive rebound by Taylor, and here comes LC. They've got numbers. Driving into the paint, a foul will be called. And it looks like they're going to call it against Cayman Hayes. That's his first. Blue Knights 4th. Both teams have 4 fouls. 7 minutes to go here in the first half. 26-18. OCC leads Lewis and Clark. As we will see LC inbounded. They're going to run screens, try to get it to the corner. It looks like they do. Pull up 3 from that left corner off the front of the rim. No good. Offensive rebound goes to Brendan Boyd. Great hustle by him. That three-point shot was missed by Mark Martinez. And LC's going to pull it out and get set into their offense. As they're dribbling it on the left wing with it, Zidane Moore. And now he'll give it up to Jywin Taylor. They'll work it back towards the left side, dribbling baseline, Mark Martinez. Back over to Moore. Moore's going to pull up for 3 in front of the defender, and he buries it.
Moore has kind of made himself out to be, the leading ball handler, the leading shooter early on this team. And we'll see how that pans out the rest of the season. But so far, he's kind of taken that leadership role, that point role.
OCC swinging it around. They get it to the left block. Double team coming. Nice little pass from Elijah Farr to Kobe Montgomery, and a little floater's good. As LC will bring it ahead over the court, like you mentioned, Nathan. Zidane Moore, the ball handler for the Trailblazers. So he goes to the left wing. He's going to get a screen from Jywin Taylor on his right. Dribbles, double team coming, kicks it to Taylor. They swing it to the corner. 3 from Ethan Worley. Rolls around, deflected. I think they're going to say it's off the Trailblazers. It is. It went off the hand of Mark Martinez. We're going to see a substitution. Brendan Hill's going to check in, and it looks like he will come in for Jywin Taylor. And we have a media timeout as LC trails OCC 28-21. You're listening to Lewis and Clark basketball here on 89.9. Tanner Hendrickson here with Lewis and Clark basketball on 89.9. You can check out the game on our stream as well. LC trails here in the first half with 5:55 to go, 28-21 to a really good OCC Blue Knights team in Olney, Illinois. OCC on the outside looking in the new rankings that were released earlier today in the NJCA Division I rankings. They're 26th as OCC. Both teams, LC last year covered the team all season in their home games. They're running a little slower pace than last year. They're not pushing the ball up as fast, and I kind of like it. Setting ball screens up top, trying to get into the paint, and they've been successful today. They just have to do a better job of finishing when they get there.
I'd say, yeah, without a question. They've been kind of Yeah, I mentioned they might have simplified the offense a little bit, maybe kind of slowed down the pace, made it easier for the freshmen to grasp. But yeah, they have success with it. It's just a matter of being able to make those lanes, those inroads in the paint.
As LC's going to play, it looks like a 2-2-1 press out of the immediate timeout. OCC is going to break it as it's Kamen Hayes with it. He's going to back things up and try to get the offense set. He's got Ethan Worley on him. OCC going to work it around the perimeter. Montgomery has it towards the left corner to Talton. Talton one dribble. Pass deflected off of LC's Zidane Moore, and it will remain with OCC. You know, one thing my basketball coach always told me, Nathan, never take one dribble and pick it up. And that's exactly what he did there, found himself in trouble. Well, quick inbounds pass, deep three from Kamen Hayes, and he buries it over the LC defender.
Yeah, the three-point shot has been such a weapon for Olney this season. And, I mean, with a 10-point lead already in this game, it's proven to be just exactly that, just a weapon for him this season.
As driving in quickly on the inbound, Zidane Moore hit the front of the rim, no good. OCC going to try and come ahead quickly, driving. See Talton, right hand off the left side of the glass, and good.
That three-point shot makes LC have to respect it, step out, and it opens up the lane even more for OCC.
As a quick little run here for OCC after the immediate timeout. LC with it, under 5 to go here in the first half. OCC leads by 12. As LC with it on the left block. Oh, nice kick towards the right wing. Wide open three, and it's sunk by Mark Martinez.
Yeah, this is an LC team that can't shoot the basketball. They haven't really been able to show it yet this season, but, they've only played a little bit. They've only actually been able to practice far less than a lot of other teams. They had to miss a lot of practices due to COVID. So this is a team that can't shoot the basketball. They just really haven't had a chance to prove it quite yet.
And a wide open three from Montgomery and then turned over. It was a nice job to rebound it by Ethan Worley, but then he threw it right to OCC, so they maintain possession. Work to the perimeter, top of the key, three, and it's buried by C.E. Talton. As you mentioned, this is a really good three-point shooting team, and they are shooting lights out from three-point range early on in this one.
I'd say, yeah, this is a team that shoots nearly 40% from three, and I would say that's almost on the poor end of what they can do this season. I think that this is a team that can shoot 40% or better from the arc all year.
As nice job by LC to work it. I thought Ethan Worley had a driving lane there. Instead, dishes out a pull-up three, not a lot of backspin on it. Offensive rebound goes to Hill, kicks it towards the left corner. Now back to Hill. Hill drives left hand, jump stop, got his man in the air, and they're going to call a travel against LC. We're going to see, looks like 4 Trailblazers check in. Zane Short coming in along with Kenyon Dixon. And it looks like we will also see Jywin Taylor check back into the game. And I believe the other one coming in was also Dakari Allen. And it looks like LC going to maintain this press here. It looks like it's a 2-2-1 press. As OCC trying to work it up. Good job just moving it between the two guys trying to break this press. And they will, as it's Jordan Graham with it now. So OCC tries to get into their offensive set. Work towards the near side here. Screen set as they kick it. Driving baseline, J.J. Calicone. Now he's going to go back towards the top of the key. Wide open three, and OCC another one. Kobe Montgomery with this one.
Hey, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse talking about these only three-point shots, but they keep burying them, and now LC, an 8-point deficit is now a 15-point deficit, and you only have 3 minutes left in the half.
Yeah, OCC on a run coming out of that immediate timeout. LC going to work it towards the baseline. It's with Jywin Taylor into the corner, back to Zane Short. He's on the left elbow. Nice shot fake, drives in. Right hand, he's fouled. He's going to get the basket. He's going to the free throw line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
And that is the game that this Lewis and Clark team needs to pull off, to play successfully in order to make a game of it here. That is Zane Short's game right there, that driving game. He's so powerful in the paint that he is best for this LC team when he's able to make those moves to the basket.
Zane Short's got 6 points early on, looking to make it 7. Off the back there, missed the free throw, and it's going to be rebounded by the Canadian Jordan Chusent. As OCC getting into their offensive set. Good double team from LC. They switch off of it as they dish it to Calicone. He's fouled on the floor. And I believe they're going to call this one. Oh, it's not on who I thought. They're going to call it on Kenyon Dixon. That's the 15th foul for LC. That's the 3rd on Dixon already. And we're still got 2.5 minutes here in the first half, and he's going to check out because of foul trouble. And we'll see Brandon Malone check into the game. Lob pass. Oh, and it just goes off the front of the rib. Good attempt there from J.J. Calicone by OCC. Pass into the post, deflected. Zane Short ends up with it for the Trailblazers. They're going from our left to right. And they're home whites as they trail OCC Blue Knights 39-26. They're in the road blues and are 4-1 on the year, trying to improve to 5-1. LC trying to get their first win on the season. A screen set by Short. Now driving left hand is Dane Moore. Ball loose. Kick towards the corner. They go back to Zane Short on that far side block. Little left hand hook shot off the glass and in.
Yeah, this is an undersized LC team, but they still have that power down low, and they can make those spaces if they can get the ball down low. That's been the trouble so far this game.
So Dane Short having a good game so far. He's got 8 points. Nice screen, nice little dish. OCC right hand off the glass and in from Jordan Chusent. He's having a good game as well for OCC. He's got 8 points. He's got 10 points, excuse me. Zane Short has 8. So 2 guys going back and forth between LC and OCC. Short now has it on the left wing. Kick towards the block. Driving baseline was Taylor. Taylor gives it up. Pass deflected. It goes out of play. Will remain with LC. And you can see what Allen was trying. He was trying to get it to the corner, trying to get it back over to Taylor for the corner 3. We've got 1:16 left here in the first half. 41-28, OCC leads the Lewis and Clark Trailblazers. And if you're a baseball fan, how about some news coming from the Cardinals? Yadier Molina reportedly going back 1 year, $9 million.
Hey, you love to hear that. I mean, after the Arenado move, adding Molina, the team's getting back together. It looks good for the upcoming season.
A tough step back 3, and then a quick outlet by OCC, and a nice left-handed finish by C.E. Talton. And what a pass from Kobe Montgomery to go the length of the floor right to his teammate. And if you're LC, you don't want to see that. Step back 3 with the shot clock getting ready to expire, air ball, and then just a quick outlet by OCC.
That might just prove the difference in capability, the difference in quality between these two teams. So those 2 plays that we just saw right there.
As Short has it, looking for some help. Going to dribble right, stops in the arc of the free throw line. Now dribbling left, now into the left corner. Dakari Allen with it. Shot clock violation, and it will be OCC ball. Nathan, something that we've seen a lot of so far today, and there's going to be about a 1.6 differential between shot clock and game clock here to end the first half. We're going to have a 30-second time. We'll just keep it here with you on this one. But, something that we've seen at least 3 times, maybe 4 from LC in this one, shot clock violations. You can't have that. For a team that's going to get in their offensive sets, what it tells you is that they're just not being efficient when they're on offense.
I say they lack cohesion. I mean, this was a problem in their first home game last Monday, and it's been kind of a, prevailing factor over this Trailblazer offense. And, I would say it's part of their slow starts. They've been discombobulated early. They haven't really been able to find, that true rhythm and that true flow to the offense. And you mentioned earlier, slower offense. It's kind of, we're reducing some of the pace that this team had last year. And while we're doing that, we're trying to simplify it for the freshmen. But, the offense has been kind of sloppy. And obviously the first half of the Trailblazers have paid for it in these opening games.
Yeah, the LC team has 2 sophomores on it. When you look at OCC, just a quick head count, they've got about 8 sophomores on their roster. So a little bit of, experience matters, even at the JUCO level, college basketball-wise, and especially in a pandemic year in which you've had less practice time and less a condensed schedule. So there's going to be less practice time as things go along. And along with that, LC's got Lakeland on Wednesday, so they may not even practice tomorrow. We'll see how Coach Stotler's
really
feeling.
Their first return to competitive basketball. Olney and some other teams have been playing for weeks at this point. This is really just LC's first return to competitive basketball this past week.
Yeah, LC started their season last week. OCC's been playing for about 2.5 weeks. As there's 10 seconds on the game clock, driving with the left hand, far, foul. He's going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
You can hear that one up here.
Yeah, and they're going to call that foul on Zidane Moore. 7.2 to go in the first half. OCC, if he can hit both of these, can extend their lead to 17. As at the free throw line is far. Goes through his routine. And the first free throw attempt is nothing but net. So you got 7.2. You got plenty of time to get quickly down the floor and then maybe get a quick ball screen or try and attack the rim if you're LC. And again, it depends on if there's a rebound opportunity here.
Yes, 30 to 45 or 31 to 45 looks a lot better than 45 to 28.
As Moorheads are going to bring a double team. Nice pass to short. Ball is loose. Goes out of play with 1.8. It's going to remain with LC. I think Zane Short was looking for a foul. We'll see what LC draws up here. Good job by OCC. They did not want Moore to bring the ball up quickly and get a ball screen, so they double teamed him right about that half court line. As to inbound it will be Brandon Malone. They go here. The quick bounce pass, left corner, shot fake, fading away. Nothing for Zidane Moore, and that will do it for the first half. So the Lewis and Clark Trailblazers trail OCC 45 to 28 as we enter the halftime break. We'll take a quick break, step aside, and then we'll look at some of the stats for you and break down what the keys are going to be heading into the second half. You're listening to Lewis and Clark Trailblazer Basketball here on 89.9. Tanner Hendrickson here with Nathan Tucker as we're at halftime as the Lewis and Clark Trailblazers trail the OCC Blue Knights 45-28. And Nathan, both teams moving up and down the floor. And, we've seen some pretty good performances so far today. We've seen from LC side Zane Short, he's got 8 points by our calculations. Now, we're no stat experts for going on with this game, keeping up with the fast pace. We're rusty, just like the players are. And then you look at OCC, and they've got the 3-point shot has been going down for them. And Jordan, the Canadian Jordan Chusent, is leading the charge for them. He's got 10 points so far. And like I said, the 3-point shot, just going off of quick math here, they've made 7 3-point shots so far. And I think it's really been the difference for OCC so far in this one.
I mean, hey, just mathematically, that's 17 points right there. Or, that's 21 points right there off those 7 3-pointers, and we're down 17 right now. That's basically the ball game as far as the difference. Olney's been able to find those shots, at times wide open out there out in three, and LC is kind of bid out and had to force the cover, and it's only creating more open space for Olney, and they've just been taking advantage of it all first quarters, or all first half rather, so far.
Yeah, the 3-point shot, and give OCC credit. A lot of those shots, there's been defenders in their face. If you're LC, how do you tighten up defensively? Both teams have gone to the lane so far, and like we said, the 3-point shot's been the killer. OCC's hitting the 3-point shot. LC's not hitting it at an efficient rate as well as OCC. Both teams are getting to the paint. They're just not finishing. What's going to be the key for LC to tighten up defensively? A team that has struggled defensively in their first 2 games, giving up 88.5 points per game. They're only averaging 63 points per game. So how do they tighten things up defensively? And right now they're on pace to give up 90.
So, yeah, you were mentioning during that first half that LC was often sitting back in this 2-3 zone, kind of letting the game come to them. And at times, Olney was taking advantage of that. Olney was taking advantage that LC was sitting in that zone. So you might have to see, Doug Stotler, Kevon Lacey switching up the tactics, the defensive scheme in the second half, probably mix up some more man-to-man. You got to get some guys out there, out to the perimeter, getting in the faces of those shots, because right now, too many of those shots are going uncontested. And right now it's 17 points is a big difference on the scoreboard, and LC kind of has to make a quick change here in a hurry to make an impact in this game before it's too late.
Now, LC did kind of in that final 5 minutes try to go to a press, went to a 2-2-1 press. Did you think it was effective against OCC at all, and do you see them sticking with it going forward in this game?
Honestly, I didn't necessarily think that it was too effective, despite the fact that obviously you need to be more urgent. You need to create a little bit of chaos on the defensive end, especially when you're trailing in a game and the game feels like it's getting away from you. But at times it felt like LC was getting too committed up court with that full court press and leaving those somewhat easy shots available down in the paint. And I think, trying to find a steady mix of that pressure, but that smart defensive play is going to be the real key for LC here in the second half.
And offensively, LC's got 28 points. They're on pace to finish with 46. If I'm doing my quick math here correctly, how can LC pick things up offensively? Do they have to get going in a little bit faster pace? Do they need to start? They've had wide open looks. They've driven to the paint. They just haven't finished. Do they have to finish in the paint? Do they have to start hitting the 3-point shot? Is it just moving a little quicker offensively? What does LC need to do to get their offense clicking to get back into this game?
I say when you're playing a team against like Olney Central, a team that has this, there's going to be a higher skill level here, and I think honestly, if you're Lewis and Clark, you were kind of aware of that coming into this game, and you have to match that speed. You have to match that hustle. And LC, there might be a little bit of a skill difference between these two teams, but you can always match the hustle game, and that if you can kind of match the effort that you're putting forth on the floor and trying to create that space and create a little bit of movement offensively, I think that is the true equalizer here for these two teams.
So keys heading into the second half for the Lewis and Clark Trailblazers. For me, it's going to start on the defensive end of the floor. if the offense is clicking, the defense has to start locking down, getting some stops. And a guy that I'm going to have my eye on, at least here in the second half, is going to be the point guard. We talked about him, Zidane Moore. He's been the guy that's bringing the ball up the floor. He's only got so far in this one 5 points. I think he's creating. I want to see him get to the paint more, and then he can dish off to Zane Short, who, as we mentioned, has 8 points here at halftime. He's playing well. I think those are the two guys I'm going to have my eye on in the second half. And like I said, my key to the second half is going to be, can they lock down defensively? Can they get the stops? Can they stop the three-point shot? Is that what you're kind of seeing as the keys to the second half?
Yeah, so you need that point guard, that that leading kind of ball carrier, that leading your point general, your floor general, as it were. You need him to kind of create a little more offensively. You need him to kind of set an example for the rest of the guys you've seen. You're getting in the paint more. You're getting those passes into Zane Short, and I think every now and then Zane Short has proven that he can make that room down low. But I think most importantly, it's all about tempo here. It's all about the hustle. I think you could kind of pick up that pace and try to stay with this team that is a little more athletic and can shoot the ball a little bit better. I think if you manage that pace and try to stay with them, stay with Olney as much as possible here moving forward, that is truly how LC stays in this game.
So we will take a break, and when we come back, we will have the second half for you. Again, OCC Blue Knights lead the Lewis and Clark Trailblazers here at Lewis and Clark, 45-28. Both teams are back on the floor, getting warmed back up. We'll have the second half for you when we come back. You're listening to Lewis and Clark basketball here on 89.9. Tanner Hendrickson back with you with Lewis and Clark basketball here on 89.9 as the Lewis and Clark Trailblazers trail the OCC Blue Knights 45-28 as we will get ready to start the second half. Lewis and Clark's leading scorer heading into the second half, Zane Short. And OCC, Jordan Shusent leads them in scoring. He's got 10 points so far. And just reminder, you're listening to Lewis and Clark basketball here on WLCA HD1 Godfrey. As the Trailblazers looking to come back in this one. They trail the OCC Blue Knights by 17 points starting the second half. And again, OCC, great offensive team. They've hit the three-point shot well early in this one. If you're LC, you only average 63 points per game. You're giving up 88.5 points per game. Right now, they're on pace to give up 90. They're going to have to tighten things up defensively. We'll see if they can do that. And we're going to have a substitution in my color commentary. Great job by Nathan Tucker tonight. Coming in to do the second half is my partner, Jack Barker. Jack, how you doing tonight? You're sitting behind me. Were you keeping up okay?
I was doing my best. I was trying to keep an eye on the game, but as you kind of warned me before the game started, it gets pretty quick out here, especially when you're trying to keep track of stats and keep track of everything going on the floor. You can get lost pretty quick.
Yeah, something that's a eye-opener the moment you first see it. You know, you watch basketball on TV, they're not going that quickly. And then you get to a gym. Even at any level, it's impressive how quick these guys are going up and down the floor. There seems to be a bit of confusion to start the second half. And I think they're trying to sort out who will start with possession, or we're waiting on – looks like we're waiting on an OCC player. In fact, it looks like they might be looking for game balls. It looks like it will be Lewis and Clark ball. So they're now going, as we switch sides here, they're going from our right to left. LC again in their home whites, OCC in their road blues. Trailblazers looking to get their first win of the season. It's early, 0-2 so far, and OCC looking to get their fifth win on the year. They're 4-1. Their only loss came to Parkland back on January 23rd. And as I mentioned earlier in our broadcast, they're with an interim coach, Casey Wiley. Mike Burris, their head coach, who'd been with them for the last 15 seasons, has the most wins in school history. Took a job as an assistant with the University of Indianapolis, a Division II program. So congrats to him, and hopefully he can be successful with the University of Indianapolis. On the floor to start the second half for the Trailblazers, we'll see Zidane Moore, and it looks like we're also going to see, right now, LC's only got 4 guys on the floor. Make it tough to come back in this one. Also on the floor, we see Zane Short. I believe in the left corner there is Dakari Allen. It is. As coming back here, Kenyon Dixon. There's our 5th player for the Trailblazers. And then the other one on the floor, the 5th one, Deontay Edmonds. And now a clock issue. And we'll look to throw it in.
Let's play some basketball here, huh? We got a lot of stuff going on right now.
Hey, everybody's rusty. We've had a pandemic. This is only the 3rd game for LC. I bet this is probably maybe not even the 10th game for our officials tonight. As Lewis and Clark has it, they're going to work it around the perimeter. Nice bounce pass, but it's deflected. Now OCC going to come back quickly. Jordan Graham with it. Bounce pass deflected, and looked like Edmonds just couldn't get a grip on it. And it's going to go off the Trailblazers and remain with OCC. And it looks like the Blue Knights will inbound. Inbounder will be Cayman Hayes. Quick handoff. Oh, nice bounce pass and a massive one-handed slam from Kobe Montgomery. Has a great job to fake the handoff and then drive to the basket.
Yeah, just nobody underneath there for Lewis and Clark. Not really sure what happened. Maybe some miscommunication there.
A heck of a fake from OCC. And we'll see. That's a bit of a soul crusher to start the second half. Coming out trying to get some defensive stops. And then a beautiful fake leads to a slam from Montgomery. As LC with it, driving with the right hand into the lane. Zidane Moore, he's fouled. And I think they called it on the floor.
You know, this is an Olney team that's been pretty physical so far this game. They're really getting in down low and beating these guys up down low, getting a lot of boards.
As a quick lob. Oh, how about that? A nice lob and a one-handed finish from Zidane Moore to climb over the defender. And that's a way to respond with a dunk. Maybe not as impressive as a dunk, but to climb over the defender and finish with the right hand. So OCC with it. They'll swing it towards the top of the key. Graham with it, looking to get it down low. They're trying to get the ball to far. Driving with the left hand. Talton over Moore. Good left-handed finish.
You know, Lewis and Clark's going to have to start defending a little bit better underneath here if they want to keep this game close.
As LC swings it near side to us, they're going to go to short. Short spins, backing in. Bounce pass went right through the legs of Moore. Here comes OCC. They've got numbers leading the charge. Kobe Montgomery. And I think that ball may have hit his foot. Now a quick outlet ahead to Dane Moore. Wide open. Goes with the right hand off the right side of the glass for the easy score.
Lewis and Clark with a couple early turnovers here this half, but have gotten bailed out and gotten kind of lucky here. I think that's going to be a really big point of emphasis this second half if they want to come back, is to not turn over the ball as much.
Turnovers costly so far for the Trailblazers as OCC goes on the far block. Nice little spin by Elijah Farr. Unable to finish with the right hook, and now the Trailblazers going to bring it back up. Nice bounce pass to Short. Went right through his hands, but he's able to corral it on the near side block. Gets it away from the double team that came from OCC. Now it's on the near side wing to Dakari Allen. Goes towards the top of the key to his teammate and Kenyon Dixon. Dixon goes down low on the far side block. This is Dane Moore. Backs down the defender and able to finish with the right hand.
So Dane Moore with a really impressive start to the second half here. Coming out hot, scoring a couple baskets early here to keep Lewis and Clark at least somewhat close in this game.
He's got 6 points to start the second half, and we're only 2.5 minutes in. OCC works it down low to the post. Elijah Farr, they kick it wide open three in the corner for C.E. Talton, and there's another three-pointer for OCC.
That three-point shot again, it has been deadly for Lewis and Clark this entire game, how they've struggled to really defend beyond the arc here.
Looks like maybe a miscommunication from the Trailblazers, but great job by OCC to work the ball around the perimeter. Now LC on the far side corner. Kenyon Dixon with it. Nice ball down low. And another finish, Dakari Allen, this time with the left hand.
A little bit of change of pace here for Lewis and Clark, too, with a lot of scoring coming from underneath to start this half.
OCC brings it ahead. They go towards the top. It's with Montgomery. Working, going back down low to the post. Far with it. He's got Zane Short on him. Backs down. Goes in, right hand, off the front side of the rim. Rebound goes to Edmonds, and Edmonds going to lead the charge. Kick to Zane Short. Drives in, right hand, off the glass. Couldn't finish, and the rebound to Talton. Talton going to lead the charge. Goes quickly ahead to Elijah Farr. Tried to go up with the left-hand slam, and he's fouled. And he's going to go to the line and shoot two. That foul from Zindane Moore. Good job. Hey, no easy baskets. It's a hard foul, but it's a clean foul. And we will see Farr go to the free throw line for OCC. So far, he's got 7 points for the Blue Knights.
He's got a pretty good size mismatch underneath there, too, against Zane Short there. So we'll see how that kind of works out, how they try to manage that throughout the game. I would say Zane Short so far this half has done a really good job at defending underneath.
I agree, and he checks out of the game. Also checking out Zindane Moore. Coming into the game, Jywin Taylor, and I believe the other guy to come in as well was Brandon Malone. The first free throw was good from Elijah Farr. We will see if the second one goes in as well, and it does. So he goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line on that trip. Brings his total up in this game to 9 points. As bringing it ahead for Lewis and Clark, Kenyon Dixon. He's going to fake the dribble handoff, drive with the right hand. They kick towards the far side corner. Taylor with it. He's going to bring it back towards the top of the key. Lost his dribble at the top of the key. Ball's dead, and now they've got to try and get it away. They do to Dixon. It's 10 on the shot clock, but they've got the ball about half court. Dixon crosses over, drives in, pulls up from the free throw line. It rolls in and out. Kamen Hayes with a long outlet pass ahead to Jordan Graham. He's fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line to shoot two. That foul on Brandon Malone.
A couple fouls early here for Lewis and Clark. They want to be careful here because if you get into foul trouble early here in the second half, this game can get away from you pretty quick.
Yeah, and we saw LC had some foul trouble there in the first half. So we'll see 2 free throws coming for OCC. Graham going to the free throw line. No points so far today. Looking for his first, and the first free throw attempt hits the front side of the rim and falls short. We're going to see more substitutions. Checking out Dakari Allen, and also heading to the bench, Jywin Taylor. Coming in for Lewis and Clark, Ethan Worley, and it looks like we're going to see Brendan Hill check into the game as well. So it looks like LC's going to go a little smaller here. Maybe try and pick the pace up in this game. Second free throw attempt, nothing but net. As LC will bring it ahead. 1 for 2 that trip at the free throw line for Jordan Grant. Trailblazers bring it ahead. They trail 55-36, down by 19. About 5 minutes gone here in the second half. On the left hand, they go back towards the top. Dixon with it. Nice back screen and a block. No, they're going to call a foul on J.J. Calicone, and heading to the free throw line will be Deontay Edmonds. Nice screen set by Lewis and Clark to get him to the block. Doing a good job getting in the paint early here in the second half.
And as you mentioned earlier, going with that little bit of a smaller lineup, wondering maybe if they're going to take a different approach the second half and try to shoot more from the outside here.
As he will head to the free throw line. Edmonds has 2 points so far tonight. The first free throw attempt is good. And we're going to see a substitution for Trailblazers. Looks like they're going to bring back in Zidane Moore. They're going to take out Brandon Malone. He'll head back to the bench. So here are the players communicating who they're going to guard after the substitution. Change things up maybe defensively. The second free throw attempt is good from Deontay Edmonds. He's got 4 points now tonight as LC trails 55-37. 5 minutes gone here in the first half. Ball is swung towards the far side corner, back towards the top to Talton. They're going to work it back around the perimeter. Shot fake, one dribble from Calicone. Shot missed. Rebound goes to LC's Moore. Thought he had a wide open three, and he shot faked nobody. Then missed the easy jumper for two, and LC, a little bit of a break there. We'll see if they can capitalize. More with it. Gets a screen on his left. Good screen set by Edmonds. They go towards the near side corner. Three over the defender. Hit nothing from Dixon. And the defensive rebound, goes to OCC's Graham. Pass takes a deflection. Nice play. Nice attempt from Hill. Now driving in. OCC shot fake on the baseline near the left side, and it's an easy finish after he got the defender in the air by C.E. Paulton. He's having a good game so far. He's got 14 points for OCC. 3-point shot, nothing there for Edmonds. Hit nothing. Rebound goes to OCC, and then a foul will be called. I believe, unless they're saying he went out of bounds with it.
Lewis and Clark here with a couple questionable shots on these last few possessions, taking these threes without really, with these defenders in their face, these contested threes. It's not a way you want to get back in a game where you're down by a pretty significant number.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to say that OCC's player grabbed it and stepped out of bounds, so LC will have it right in front of their bench. Going to inbound it is Brandon Malone. They get it into Moore, really uncontested. Yeah, maybe LC starting to tighten up. They still have plenty of time. They don't have to force the three-point shot as they work it around the perimeter now at the top of the key. They're going to go towards the left elbow. Stumbles, does Edmonds. Now he's going to back it out to the key and a shot clock violation. And again, we've seen that a couple of times from Lewis and Clark in this one where they're just either losing track of the shot clock or just not getting set up in their offense in time.
You know what, I think that goes back to the fact that they've only played 2 games this year, and you've got a lot of young guys on the floor out here. Maybe not a lot of guys paying attention to the shot clock. Maybe not a lot of communication going on the floor as much that needs to be happening.
It's OCC with it. Patterson gets a handoff at the top of the key. Nice behind-the-back move. Steps back, kicks to his teammate in Calicone, and he buries a three-pointer. Well done by OCC on that one.
Once again, that 3-point shot.
As LC going to try and come quickly down the floor. Shot missed. Then a foul on the floor. And we're going to see a technical handed out after a couple players were tangled up. They're going to hand a technical to LC's Brandon Malone.
Looked like a little bit of hand fighting down there maybe. Some stuff that you definitely don't want to get involved in with here.
As frustration boiling over for the Trailblazers. They're down 60-38. 13:42 to go, and we're going to have a media timeout, it appears. So we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Lewis and Clark Trailblazer basketball here on 89.9. Tanner Hendrickson here with you, alongside my partner. LC basketball back on the airwaves here on 89.9. They're taking on the OCC Blue Knights, and they trail so far 60-38. Before we went to that timeout, a technical handed out to LC's Brandon Malone. So LCC will get some shots at the free throw line, and then they will get ball. And, I mentioned it heading into that break. We're going to see maybe some frustration, some tough three-point shot attempts there, and then it sounded like some frustration during that timeout. Coach Styler getting into his team. Guys, if we're not going to – we got to pick it up. We're down 22 points. They've struggled so far this season as they've allowed 88.5 points per game so far, only scoring 63. So in their 2 losses, they've struggled. And against Wabash on Wednesday, they lost by 19 points. And right now they're looking at losing at a much bigger margin than that, as the 2 technical free throws were made by OCC's Tucker Hayes.
It's been a tough start for a young team when you have to face a lot of, veteran talent, for as much as veteran you can be in this league. It can get really frustrating, especially as a young player, when maybe you're not getting that result that you want right away.
As good defense being applied by LC's Takari Allen, OCC's Tosh Patterson gets away from it, and then I think they're going to have a reach-in foul here against Ethan Worley for the Trailblazers. 62-38, 13 and a half minutes to go in the second half. That's the first foul against Worley. So OCC gets it in and works it around the perimeter. Tosh Patterson with it. Crosses over, looking for some help. He gets it to Hayes at the top of the key. Looking to get it into the post, it looks like, and they will. They're going to get it to Calicone. Calicone drives, kicked it around the perimeter, and they're going to call a travel against OCC's Tucker Hayes. Looked like he took a dribble after he caught the ball.
One thing that Lewis and Clark's going to have to keep an eye on here is a pretty glaring number. If you look over at the scoreboard, they're already at 5 fouls with 13 minutes left in this half. Be curious to see how conservative they have to play and if that comes into effect a lot here, and if Olney's going to be able to score a lot of points because maybe they're not going to be trying to foul as much.
Yeah, and part of that, too, could be just the aggressiveness LC has to play with, trailing by more than 20 points. As driving trap there in the left corner, and a pass to Worley, deflected off his hands. OCC with the steal, leading the charge. Calicone with it. They go towards the right wing. Shot fake from Hayes. He's going to drive. Stop, kick back towards the right corner. Three-pointer from Tucker Hayes. Left it short. Rebound goes to Zane Short. Now driving is Zidane Moore. Kick to the top of the key. Deep three-point shot attempt. No good. Left it short to Worley. And OCC with the rebound. They're going to look to push the pace. It's brought ahead by Calicone. Back towards the top of the key to Hayes. Hayes back to Calicone on the left wing. Far side from us. So they're going to try and get it to the post. Now they're going to go back towards the top of the key to Patterson. Patterson works it towards the right wing. Step into 3 from DJ Haynes. Put it a little bit to the left. Zane Short with the rebound. And he's going to give it ahead to Worley. Worley going to lead the fast break here for LC. Kick towards the top, nearly stolen. Dakari Allen with it, drives, kicks towards the right wing. Three-point shot attempt, left short by Lewis and Clark's Brendan Hill. Offensive rebound, they swing it around the perimeter. Wide open corner 3, and hits the rim, no good from Dakari Allen. LC missed about the last 5 three-point shot attempts they've had.
They're really struggling this second half to put that three-point shot up.
It's OCC with it, dribbling with the left-hand Patterson. Had a screen on his left. They swing it towards the top 2. And then back to the corner, the elbow. And the shot attempt was left short from Calicone. And the rebound goes to LC as they try to get set into their offense and bring it up the floor as Dane Moore. Lewis and Clark in their home whites, going from our right to left. Ball swung towards the far side. Pass down low. Ball is loose after it hit the hands of Ethan Worley. And it's going to be a jump ball. And the possession arrow favors OCC. We're going to see some substitutions for the Trailblazers. Checking in will be Mark Martinez. And the other one checking in, I believe, was Brandon Malone. Mark Martinez, Brandon Malone check in. Coming out for the Trailblazers, Jywin Taylor, and also Dakari Allen. As OCC brings it ahead, getting into their offense. Screen set. Patterson drives. They go down low to Shent, and he's going to finish under the rim. Easy basket for him, and he's played a great game for OCC tonight.
And once again, underneath where Lewis and Clark has really been exposed this game a lot. Just a little undersized compared to this Olney team.
As LC has it. Dribble picked up to Zindane Moore. They swing it around the perimeter, near side to us. cutting towards the back and to the top of the key. Shot clock running down. OCC may have tricked Moore into shooting that contested three-point shot. Defensive rebound. Now here comes OCC. They kick towards the corner. Driving baseline. Oh, nice little bounce pass. Shot fake. And then fouled as J.J. Calhoun got his defender up in the air. And he's going to go to the free throw line to attempt 2 free throws.
That was just a really nice sequence there for Olney with that pass underneath and that fake to get the to at least get the free throws there.
As Calhoun heads to the free throw line. OCC up big in this one, 64-38. We're just about halfway through the second half as the first free throw hits the front of the rim and then falls. As that gives Calhoun 4 points here in this one. See a substitution for LC checking out of the game, Brendan Hill. I believe Dixon came in for him. Second free throw attempt is good from Calhoun. So 2 for 2 on that attempt. As it is a 28-point lead for OCC. Trailblazers work the ball around the perimeter on the far side. They go towards that far side corner. Brendan Boyd with it. Nice pass, a little fade away from the right elbow attempted from Brandon Malone. And he left it short, and it's going to be rebounded by OCC, bringing it ahead. I'm not quite sure who got a piece of that. May have just dribbled it off his leg at Calhoun, and now here comes LC. Driving with the left hand. Kicked around to the corner. Far side three-point shot attempt. No good from Lewis and Clark's Brandon Malone. The ball took a deflection off of an OCC player for the rebound and goes out of play and will remain with Lewis and Clark. 9:50 to go here in the second half.
You know, and although Lewis and Clark gets the ball back here, I think a developing storyline of this second half has been the three-point shot and how they've just been unable to find the bottom of the net here.
Now Lewis and Clark has struggled. Zane short drives with the left. Jump stops in the lane, turn around, no good. Hit just about every part of the rim before it rolled out and rebounded Tucker Hayes for Olney Central College. It's brought ahead by OCC. They work it around the perimeter. Looking to try and get it into the post. They can't. They have to go to the corner. Now they get it to Chusent. Double team comes. Now on the right wing, dribbling. Kick towards the corner. Three-pointer. J.J. Calhoun. Pretty sure that was an air ball. Rebound goes to Kenyon Dixon. He drives, right hand. Blocking foul. And he's going to go to the free throw line to shoot two as he was in the act with 9:14 to go here in the second half.
Lewis and Clark's done a good job keeping up with Olney this game, but they've really just been getting outscored. They've been missing the opportunities that they've had.
As we will see 2 free throw attempts here for Dixon. He's got no points, and there's his first one on. He connects on the first free throw. As we're going to see 4 guys, or a whole new unit come in for OCC, I believe. We're going to send 4 guys out. Going to see Chuent check out, Patterson check out. Also going to see Woolsey check out. And the other one in that group is C. Talton. And the 4 new guys in for OCC, we're going to see Cayman Hayes come into the game. LC just sent in a substitution. Kenyon Dixon checks out. Coming in for the Trailblazers, Dane Moore. As OCC also has on the floor, we see Cayman Hayes. Now as the LC is starting to apply a press, they're going back to this 2-2-1 full court press. As deflection here, ball dead. OCC going to give it back towards the top. And LC applying pressure all the way up at that half-court line, as we just saw Hayes with it. Ball goes towards the near side to the top of the key. They try to get it down low into the post. It does after deflection. Elijah Farr drives. Right-hand shot left it short, and they couldn't get the offensive rebound as Moore tipped it back out, tried to get it towards that far side corner to Tucker Hayes, but it was too far past him. It goes out of play, and will remain. Ball will go in LC. Go to LC. As the Trailblazers, Lewis and Clark taking on Olney Central College. We're on a cold night early in February. LC looking to get their first win on the season. They're 0-2 so far, but they've struggled tonight. Driving Zandane with the left hand. It's a jump stop. Nice pass. Shot attempt. No good, as that was attempted by Martinez. Rebound by OCC. Olney Central College leads this one 66-40 with 8 minutes to go here in the second half. Driving with the right hand. Ball is loose on the floor. OCC able to get it to Elijah Farr. He's out the top of the key. Little dribble handoff to Hayes. OCC with it on the perimeter as Hayes has it. Gets by his defender. Gets into towards the free throw line. Jump shot off the back of the rim. Deflected by Edmonds, and it goes to Zindane Moore as Moore has it on the far side. As the Trailblazers work it around the court. They get it down low towards the far side block. Edmonds tried a skip pass to the near side corner to Martinez and gets deflected off an OCC player. Was out of play and remained with Lewis and Clark. They got 9 seconds on the shot clock. They trail by 26 with 7.5 minutes to go here in the second half. Heard one of the LC coaches calling out 9 seconds. They know they've got to go quickly. Zindane Moore with it, gets a screen on his right, drives past far, going into the lane. Nice step through the defender, then reverse layup with the right hand. Nice play there from Zindane Moore.
In a half that hasn't necessarily been favorable to Lewis and Clark here, Zindane Moore has been a really bright spot for them.
Yeah, he's had a great second half. He's got 8 so far in the second half. Driving baseline for OCC, foul called. Dylan Harrison drove baseline, the redshirt freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina. He's going to go to the free throw line as the foul was called against Brendan Boyd, the freshman from St. Louis. First free throw attempt is good.
And here's that foul trouble coming back to bite Lewis and Clark. Now they're at 7 fouls here with 7 minutes left. It's going to be tough if there's a shot to come back in this one.
As C. Talton's going to check back into the game. He's going to come in for Tucker Hayes. A couple of St. Louis guys on the team here for OCC. The second free throw attempt is good from Harrison. So OCC extends the lead to 68-42. 7 minutes to go here in the second half as you listen to Lewis and Clark basketball, men's college basketball here on 89.9. Nice bounce pass into the lane. Right-handed shot off the glass, no good from Dakari Allen. Just couldn't get that soft touch to finish. And OCC will bring it ahead. Hayes with it. Stumbled, lost control of the ball. And nice job by Zindane Moore to deflect that ball off of off of C. Talton's leg. And the ball will go to LC. And we're going to have a media timeout. 6:50 to go here in the second half. Lewis and Clark Trailblazers struggling tonight. They trail the OCC Blue Knights 68-42. You're listening to Lewis and Clark basketball here on 89.9. Welcome back to Lewis and Clark basketball here on 89.9 as the Lewis and Clark Trailblazers home opener for this shortened season here in 2021 due to the pandemic, but it's good to see them back on the floor playing basketball. They trail the OCC Blue Knights 68-42. 6:50 to go here in the second half. As great to see Lewis and Clark sports getting back up and running here in the pandemic. As Zindane Moore with it, tried to get it into the lane, just threw it a little high over his teammate Brendan Boyd. This ball will go to OCC, who's going from our left to right. LC in their home whites. Looks like they're going to go back to their 2-2-1 full court press. OCC in their dark blue road uniforms. They've got gray lettering. Gray on the bottom of the shorts. LC got the blue lettering on their white uniforms. As OCC does a great job to break the press. Good skip pass to the free throw line. Now it's swung towards the near side, and OCC is going to back the ball out as it's with Jordan Graham. Crosses over, behind the back, gets a screen on his left. Great defense from Zindane Moore. As once again with it, Graham kicks it off a little dribble handoff to Talton. Ball's loose on the floor. Elsie's going to come out with it. Long skip pass, nice pass ahead to Mark Martinez. He's going to pull up for a two-pointer just inside the three-point line. Really beautiful pass there. It looks just glided right over. As LC's trying to apply their press. work on it. This game might be out of reach. They're down by 24, but never say never. They're playing better defensively here of late. And they're going to call a foul on, I thought he called it on 24. I thought he called it on Dakari Allen, who was away from the ball, and that's what he did call it on. So OCC's in the bonus. And let's see who was being guarded at that time. It looks like they're going to send Jordan Graham to the free throw line. Freshman from Winchester, Kentucky. So it'll be 1-1. Graham's got 1 point so far tonight. And it's the first free throw. Left short, but an offensive rebound will be grabbed by the guy shooting the free throw, and Jordan Graham, and he'll kick it out. If you're Lewis and Clark, you can't give up an offensive rebound on a free throw. Driving there. Nice defensive play from Brendan Boyd. Picked the pocket of the OCC guard, Jordan Graham, and then he was fouled. Great job defensively by the Trailblazer. As Elsie with it, 5.5 minutes to go. They trail 68-44. They're going from our right to left. Backing it out, Zindane Moore, who's had a great second half. He's got 13 points tonight. Nice bounce pass to Zane, short. Able to finish, got a good kiss off the rim there. Beautiful pick and roll by the Trailblazers.
It was just a really nice bounce pass inside, setting his man up right under the hoop for that nice, easy lay-in.
As LC trying to figure out who they've got after that press. Ball goes towards this near side block. Now it's going to be backed out towards a corner three, and it's buried by Trey Woolsey.
It's felt like Olney cannot miss from behind the arc tonight. They've been very impressive.
Great three-point shooting team. We knew that heading into the game. As they've played 5 games, they'd hit on 36% of their three-point shots. But if you look at as Zane Short here, he drives into the lane, jump stop into the lane, got his own rebound, left-handed hook shot, left it short, air ball, but he's fouled, and he's going to the free throw line to shoot 2. As I mentioned, OCC, they've played 5 games, 3 more than Lewis and Clark entering this one. They started their season about 2.5 weeks ago. Lewis and Clark started theirs a week ago, last Monday, on the road, 2 road games. This is their first home game of the season. As Short's at the free throw line, he's got 10 points tonight, looking to make it 11 and 12. There's the 11th point. See if he can get the second one of these 2 free throws. But the three-point shot, as we've talked about this whole game, has been the difference maker for OCC. They've made 36% on the season in their 5 games, but really that percentage could be a lot higher. They had 1 game in the midst of those in their loss to Parkland where they just shot poorly from the three-point line. Otherwise, I think they'd be about a 40% three-point shooting team, and that's really good, especially at the JUCO level here, and that's going to win you a lot of games.
Yeah, this is definitely a team that thrives off perimeter shooting, and they've shown that a lot tonight.
Patterson tried to thread the needle. Great job to get the steal, Brendan Boyd. As Elsie tried to go quick, Boyd shot fake on the left wing, a little floater, and it's good. Brendan Boyd's playing well.
A really nice spin move in transition there from him.
Brendan Boyd's got a couple of steals late in this one. Coach Styler's got to love to see that from Boyd. As a kick, wide open 3, no good from Trey Woolsey. As it's deflected, and now Lewis Buck going to try and come quickly. As behind the back, step into 3, no good. Brandon Malone couldn't get it. Zane Short gets it in the paint. Right-handed hook shot is good.
Although maybe being a little undersized compared to some of these guys on this OCC roster, Zane Short has had a really good night tonight, playing physical underneath. And really just getting in these guys' faces.
Nearly had a steal there. It's poked away from Zindane Moore, leading the charge. Right hand, good job to use the body by Brandon Malone. Use the right hand on the left side of the glass, and OCC not liking what they're seeing. They do have a comfortable lead, but they don't want to struggle like they have in the last couple of minutes, so they're going to take a timeout, and we'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to Lewis and Clark basketball here on 89.9. back with you with Lewis and Clark basketball here on 89.9 as the Trailblazers trail the OCC Blue Knights 71-53. We got 3 minutes to go in the second half. Long three-point shot attempted from OCC's Trey Wolsey. Quick outlet ahead to Dane Moore. Tried to reverse with the left hand, and he hit the bottom of the backboard. And OCC will bring it ahead. They're going from our left to right. First home game of the season for Lewis and Clark. And they've gotten some good performances. Zane Short, he's got 13 points tonight. Zidane Moore, he's got 13 as well. So Trailblazers been good offensively. Had 2 guys that have really played well. I've also liked what I've seen from Brendan Boyd. He's got a couple of steals here late in this game, but defensively continues to be a problem for the Trailblazers, giving up 88.5 points entering this one. They've been better in the second half. They were on pace to give up 90. Doesn't look like they're going to do that. They've given up 71 with 2:43 to go here. But defensively still an issue for the Trailblazers. And also turnovers. Turnovers were a big problem in this one. Spin move. Nice reverse with the left hand by Taj Patterson.
Really fantastic finish there to go up under the hoop and kiss that thing right off the glass.
As Lewis and Clark tries to go quickly here. Ball is loose. Kenyon Dixon tried to get a quick layup there. And now a quick outlet and an easy finish from Dylan Harrison.
This is an Olney team that's played pretty fast this second half. They've done really well in transition.
Yeah, OCC, a deep three-point shot attempt, and how about that from Andrew Jones, the freshman from Alton, Illinois.
Right here at home.
Defender in the face, doesn't matter as he buried a 3, and OCC breaks the trap quickly here for the full court press, and you can see they're just going to bleed the clock with under 2 minutes to go, and they are up by 19 points. As driving with it's Patterson. He's fouled. He got a screen on his left, and they're in the bonus, so he's going to go to the line as they call that foul on, it looks like Ethan Worley.
Fouls was something that was probably a point of emphasis at halftime for them, was to stay out of foul trouble, and they've done the complete opposite this half, and I think that's really been telling story in how they've struggled.
As the front part of the 1-and-1 by Patterson is good, so he'll get a second. Yeah, foul trouble. And again, it's tough to take a lot away from it because LC was trailing big at the half, so they did have to become more aggressive defensively as the second free throw attempt is good from Patterson. He's got 4 points tonight. But yeah, defensively, the struggles. They've been in foul trouble here in the second half. They've given up 77 points. And Dane Moore drives, goes for the one-handed flush. No foul called. And he missed it. Ball came loose when he went up for the slam. Taj Patterson gets it. Leisure Church spins between 2 defenders, lays it up with the right hand. Nice play from Patterson to split the defenders. There's another example right there. You have him trapped on the block. He splits the 2 defenders. LC's defense, and there's a turnover here. Again, turnover's been a killer too. Stolen by Trey Wolsey. Kicks it ahead, and a 2-handed flush from Dylan Harrison, the late man trailing. You hear the OCC bench going crazy. Quick 3-point shot attempt from Mark Martinez, no good. OCC going to bring it ahead quickly. They try to kick it back to Harrison. No foul called, loses it. 2-on-0 for LC. Going up for the one-handed slam, a foul as Kenyon Dixon tried to get a slam in return for Lewis and Clark, but he's fouled going to the free throw line.
You know, one thing that I think Lewis and Clark improved a lot in this half was just playing better underneath overall. You know, we've seen them struggle as the second half has kind of gone on, but they came out really hot and they actually looked pretty impressive. But this Olney team has, in a way, just kind of outclassed them. I mean, this is a almost top 25 team in the nation. Yeah. So, and they're playing like it, that's for sure.
Ranked 20, well, not ranked, but just on the outside looking in as both free throw attempts were missed from Kenyon Dixon. But yeah, just on the outside looking in the new polls that came out today, they're 26th, just a couple votes shy of cracking that top 25. And like you said, they've looked like a top 25 team here tonight in Division I NJCAA basketball. As OCC works around the perimeter, and again, a good steal from Lewis and Clark. Mark Martinez with it. He's got numbers, lost control of it, goes off the backboard, and a nice tip in from Brandon Malone.
Little accidental assist there, huh?
Hey, you take it any way you get, and OCC miscommunication, steal for OCC Kenyon Dixon. It doesn't get much easier than that when they just give you the ball, and then he'll finish with the right hand. 81-60, 21 seconds to go. And it looks like LC's just going to let the clock bleed out as they will concede this one as the defense backs up. OCC brings it past half court. They will dribble it out, and the Lewis and Clark Trailblazers will have to wait until at least Wednesday to potentially get their first win when they will take on Lakeland as the horn sounds. And the Lewis and Clark Trailblazers drop to 0-3 to start the season as they fall to the OCC Blue Knights 81-60. And a tough night for the Trailblazers. As you mentioned, turnovers were a problem. They just couldn't connect on the three-point shot. They had a couple of good looks in the second half. And then, like we mentioned, defensively, another game where they give up 80-plus points. Their number is going to stay about 88.5 points per game. So we'll take a quick break, and then we'll wrap this one up as the OCC Blue Knights take down the Lewis and Clark Trailblazers. You're listening to Lewis and Clark basketball here on 89.9.
Yeah, Caleb, let's get to the crib, bro. Let's get to the crib. I was like, oh, shit. 2.5. He said, hey. What the?